They call us crazy, cause they don't understand what we're after.
We're never heading back until we're old. Under peach yellow skies, dreaming big and aiming high. Name the clouds passing by, wishing we run away.
All we need is our passports, baby. Leave the rest in our troubled minds. Let us go down in laughter, baby. Trying to figure out what we're after.
We're never heading back until we're older. We couldn't care no more, not any longer. Under peach yellow skies we keep on searching, but we will never know what we're after. You are mine. Come on and run away. We wanna run away.
We don't need any reasons, baby. Leave it all for the faded hearts. I don't mind if they call us crazy, cause they don't understand what we're after.
We're never heading back until we're older. We couldn't care no more, not any longer. Peach yellow skies we keep on searching, but we will never know what we're after. We're no kids no more. I need to feel alive in this dreadful town. I'm running out of time, and as long as you're mine, I wanna run away. We're never heading back until we're older. We couldn't care no more, not any longer. Under peach yellow skies we keep on searching, but we will never know what we're after. Dancing on my own when you spill that rum and coke on my t-shirt. Yeah, your eyes made it difficult to get my baby. And the next thing I knew, we were so ready to give in, skin to skin on that baseline. Ooh, you give me that high-pitched feel, baby. We shared a cigarette by East Riverside. The way you looked at me, couldn't say goodbye. And whatever you did to make it stop, 'cause baby you made
sign though. They ain't count on that. They ain't count on that. They ain't count on that. Show what you gon' do. They don't want all that. They don't want all that.
That sounds like a pop song.
Take a dive before you dry, y'all. It's the only way to live. You can't be without it, baby. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. Yeah. Try before you sign off. She could kill the sick. Real stuff. It's the only way to live. Fancy cars and the smiles of the ocean. Purple sky, let that night come with peace. Anywhere you wanna be. Anywhere you wanna be. Yeah, yeah. Hold up your sign, though. They ain't count on that. They ain't count on that. They ain't count on that. Show what you gon' do. They don't want all that. They don't want all that. They don't want all that. Rush. Pick up panel to be right on. Yeah. 'Cause no one really gives. Don't look back, I'll keep your eyes on. Long ago. Doesn't matter what it gon' cost. Never gave a shit. Real soul. Let it take a hit. Hey. Who's getting high on emotion? Look around. People fight all their life for some peace. Yeah. Look around. Fancy cars and the smiles of the ocean. Purple sky, let that night come with peace. Anywhere you wanna be. Anywhere you wanna be. Yeah. Hold up your sign, though. They ain't count on that. They ain't count on that. They ain't count on that. Show what you gon' do. They don't want all that. They don't want all that. They don't want all that. Rush. Take off. Rush at the rush. Take off. Rush at the rush. Rush. Take off. Rush at the rush.
I feel on top of the world, I feel on top of the world right now. I feel on top of the world, I feel on top of the world right now. I always wanted the world, I wanna conquer the world right now. I feel on top of the world, I feel on top of the world right now. I call the shots in the man with the plot and we only go bombs away. Ain't no one protecting my mind as a weapon, that's why I'ma dominate. Taking advantage of every second, now I ain't got time to waste. They all tryna sign my name, they want me to sign my name. Counting your blessing while I count that in my winnings. We take 50s and 100s and throw them up to the ceiling. Everything I envision, now everybody gon' witness. Only difference between us is I ain't stop till I finish, yeah. I feel on top of the world, I feel on top of the world right now. I feel on top of the world, I feel on top of the world right now. I always wanted the world, I wanna conquer the world right now. I feel on top of the world, I feel on top of the world right now. I'm not a savage, you've been distracted, your best my average. There's a reason for that's a fact, so they snapping back, mad at the fact that I don't have a backup plan. I ain't need that, outworking everybody when I relax, so I ain't tripping about none of y'all feedback. Heard that, wonder when I'm gonna peak at, and that's why you count your blessing while I count that in my winnings. We take 50s and 100s and throw them up to the ceiling. Everything I envision, now everybody gon' witness. Only difference between us is I ain't stop till I finish, yeah. I feel on top of the world, I feel on top of the world right now. I feel on top of the world, I feel on top of the world right now. I always wanted the world, I wanna conquer the world right now. I feel on top of the world, I feel on top of the world right now. I feel on top of the world, I feel on top of the world right now. I feel on top of the world, I feel on top of the world right now. I always wanted the world, I wanna conquer the world right now. I feel on top of the world, I feel on top of the world right now. Shots in the man with the plot and we only go bombs away. Ain't no one protecting my mind as a weapon, that's why I'ma dominate. Taking advantage of every second, now I ain't got time to waste. They all tryna sign my name, they want me to sign my name. Counting the blessing while I count that in my winnings. We take 50s and 100s and throw them up to the ceiling. Everything I envision, now everybody gon' witness. Only difference between us is I ain't stop till I finish, yeah. I feel on top of the world, I feel on top of the world right now. I feel on top of the world, I feel on top of the world right now. I always wanted the world, I wanna conquer the world right now. I feel on top of the world, I feel on top of the world right now.
Breathing out, there's no more room for any doubt. Empty mind, steady hands, just stay close, stick to the plan. I hear them coming, I hear them coming, and I'm ready as I'll ever be. I hear them coming, I hear them coming down, ready as I'll ever be. Don't give up. This is it, this is not a drill. Hold nothing back, it's sure to kill. In this leap of faith that you're in me too. You stand alone, but I'll watch over you. The clock is ticking, the clock is ticking. A single second could mean everything. Time is running, the time is running out. Don't give up, don't give in. Don't let me down. Be the one to wipe their grin when they hear this sound. Don't give up, don't give in before they catch
time drops, chasing all my dreams now lately. No matter if I try too hard, nothing's ever enough, baby. No, I don't care too much. I don't care too much. As long as I can keep you by my side, I don't care too much. We got time, no rush. In your eyes, I always see there is something meant for me. In your eyes, I always feel different.
No thoughts left in my head. My mind's not mine and it won't forget. But you bring me back from my darkness black. Cause the soul in me and the heart I have for you, it bleeds for you, it beats again. Oh, you bring me to life. 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 Bring me to life. She bring me back, not a heart attack could take away all the love I had for you. It bleeds for you, it bleeds again. Oh, you bring me to life. Oh, you bring me to life. Oh, you bring me to life.
Got the army with me like Xerxes. Understand you can't hurt me. I got a couple thickies chilling in my room who be shaking it like the twerk team. Ladies, show me where them curves be. Curious, I'm not pervy. Honestly, you and your best friend could go and develop a new twerk scene. Got the army with me like Xerxes. Army with me like Xerxes. Understand you can't hurt me. Understand you can't hurt me. I got the army with me like Xerxes. Understand you can't hurt me. I got a couple thickies chilling in my room who be shaking it like the twerk team. Passing that sticky, we smoking that Vestas. Yeah, car, you know we do it. One showing off, yo, we come to bruise it. Yeah, it's that A6M. I see you hate, but you rating them. Don't make sense like paying with card. Who do you know that's slaying this hard? Beats be banging, we making this God. Have your girlfriend run straight to my yard and have her up in my bed. Yup, 20 minutes, I'm dead. I tell her, okay, leave. No Snapchat or back chat, please. What color is your backpack? Yep, green. Tell your boyfriend he's a whack twat G. Shake it.
stay with me where the sun doesn't go down, and we will drift away until the day the world
your sign though. They ain't count on that. They ain't count on that. They ain't count on that. Show what you gon' do. They don't want all that. They don't want all that.
That sounds like a pop song.
Take a dive before you dry, y'all. It's the only way to live. You can't be without it, baby. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. Yeah. Try before you sign off. Shit could kill the sick. Real stuff. It's the only way to live. Fancy cars and the smiles of the ocean. Purple sky, let that night come with peace. Anywhere you wanna be. Anywhere you wanna be. Yeah, yeah. Hold up your sign though. They ain't count on that. They ain't count on that. They ain't count on that. Show what you gon' do. They don't want all that. They don't want all that. They don't want all that. Pick up panel to be right on. Yeah. Cause no one really gives. Don't look back, I'll keep your eyes on. Long ago. Doesn't matter what it gon' cost. Never gave a shit. Real soul. Let it take a hit. Hey. Who's getting high on emotion? Look around. People fight all their life for some peace. Yeah. Look around. Fancy cars and the smiles of the ocean. Purple sky, let that night come with peace. Anywhere you wanna be. Anywhere you wanna be. Yeah. Hold up your sign though. They ain't count.
Hello. Hello. Testing. 1, 2, 3. Testing. Good evening, morning, night, or afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is a voice you probably haven't heard in a while, to be honest, but this is Haroldson on Kreisha, however you say it, his stream. Bringing to you tonight the United Nations Tournament. We are going to be playing Dark Carnival for this particular installment. We are going to be playing on a Miami-based server. I do believe we have to limit the slots. But we are going to be, as I say, hosting the United Nations Tournament, which is going to have a $150 prize at the end of it. A total cash prize, anyway. Which these guys are going to be looking forward to achieving. And the match tonight, on the infected side, is an interesting name. It's ManSadBad, which is, well, that's what they've gone with. WWZZZ, Healy and Ryanware, or ZZZ, depending on where you're from, versus the guys over on the Survivor side, which is going to be known as, well, it's in Spanish, La Resistencia de Pemiii, and, well, they classify themselves as the Resistance, so let's just see if they indeed can resist the pressure from ManSadBad. Just going to be waiting on a few people to return. We are just getting into the server as we speak. We are technically 2 minutes early right now. Got 1 more minute to go, and that's going to be the technical start time. But welcome, ladies and gentlemen. You know, it's me returning at long last. It's been a while since I've actually had a chance to commentate anything, really, but obviously I am massively, incredibly grateful to the administrators of the United Nations tournament for giving me this wonderful chance to commentate some more lovely Left 4 Dead 2. I also must say I really do like this skybox. That is very fitting, actually. I like those stars. That's quite nice. So yeah, I believe we are going to need to limit these slots here because otherwise we are going to get people joining that shouldn't really be joining. If you do get the urge to join, please do not. We do need to keep the slots only for the people who are supposed to be here. Just for a kind of a safety mechanism, really, just to make sure that there's no fishy business going on. Making sure that nobody transfers information, if you will. So it's better that you watch on the stream, which I do believe has a delay, which would be good anyway. Less of a likelihood of any passing of information. Complicated and Rome so far, and Tinky I shall call. Just one more person on the survivor side that we will be waiting on. Hopefully everyone is having a lovely morning, afternoon, evening, or night, depending on where you're watching from. I myself, and as well as Krycha, we're both from Europe. I'm from the United Kingdom, and Krycha a little bit further to the west, over in Poland. And that is the location of where we will be bringing you this game on this Miami-focused tournament. Going to be an interesting one, especially for me, actually. I'm particularly interested in this because my knowledge, to be honest with you, of continents outside of North America and Europe is quite limited, to be honest. So it's very exciting for me to be able to extend into various other regions and see what they have to offer in this game, which, believe it or not, is 11 years old, which is mad to think about, really. It's also equally mad to think about that I've actually been playing the game for that long. But there we have it. Everybody is in the game. Only 3 more people that we will be waiting on, and we shall be going live, ladies and gentlemen. So welcome once again. Thank you very much for tuning in. Remember to let everybody know that we only have 1 more person actually that we're waiting on, so we will be going live pretty darn soon. So do remember that if you have any friends or even family who would like to step in and have a watch, then please do send them this way over to the man known as Krycha and his stream. So we're just waiting on good old Tinky, and then we shall be going live. Looking like these guys are favoring the shotgun, actually. We will be going live, ladies and gentlemen, so welcome to the United Nations tournament. This isn't the first match ever, but it is one of the first. And we are going live, ladies and gentlemen. Survivors making their way out. They've already done some friendly fire, actually, onto Ellis. Hunter is thinking twice about moving in, actually. Jockey lands onto Nick there in the back. Interception is successful. Charger moving in as well. He's just going to scratch the guy in the spit. He's taking so much damage here. Could even be going down here at this rate. Not quite going down, actually, but my goodness, Ellis has taken an absolute beating there. He is going to have to take his pills there, so that is very unfortunate for Ellis. Nonetheless, survivors will be moving forward here, and they have just about enough time to get over this van. Once again, my name is Haroldson, and I shall be bringing to you the commentary. Boomer from behind the truck by proxy onto 1. There is a jockey and a hunter, both pouncing around. They want to synchronize with that smoker, but however, the survivors do a very good job shutting down the hunter there. They do clear the jockey with relative ease as well, not to mention the smoker, who didn't really make much happen either, so well played to the survivors there. A much better performance in that attack compared to the last one, which is what they want to kind of stick with, really. So far, there is only a Charger who is moving in straight away for Ellis, actually. He's still on his head. That was a very long-lasting head ride there. That's going to be a spit onto Ellis. He could go down potentially. He's caught in the spit. Yep, a common infected kept him in the spit. Boomer from behind as well. He will successfully get the boom onto Ellis, who most likely will be revived regardless, to be honest. Which he is indeed revived. That is their first in-cap already, though, and the tank is going to spawn at 58%. and survivors are currently at 38% and gradually increasing. There is ammunition replenishment on the billboard. Jockey going straight away for Coach there. He's going to separate him entirely, as well as a smoker ready and waiting, not ready and rating. That's going to be an in-cap onto Coach. Surefire, yeah, it is indeed. Charger is shut down, mind you, but my goodness, separation is definitely not in favor of the Resistance. They are going to be reviving Coach here. Calling for help there, and he says no. That's very good team spirit. Coach is behind here, actually. That's going to be a Hunter landing onto Ellis. That is going to be, oh dear, the alarm car triggered, actually. That's definitely not a good result. Smoker from behind the Humvee onto Ellis, who doesn't actually have any pain pills and is going down here right next to the car. Rochelle's in a weird position there. She barely misses. Car barely misses her. Tank is continuing. That is actually, as we can see, Coach rushing ahead there. So interesting, questionable tactics coming out. Tank continuing his reign of terror. Coach unfortunately gets caught in the distance by the Charger. Tank is still trying to make something happen with the car, but he can't quite do so. Jockey moving in for Rochelle. Doesn't look like he's going to be successful at this rate. Tank is moving in for Nick to stop him from rushing ahead as well. They don't want to get too many distance points against them. Rochelle is pinned by a Hunter on the roof there, so it's not looking good for the survivors. Tank is moving in for Nick. And, well, their likelihood of surviving is greatly decreased here as Nick is chased all the way back by this tank, currently on 2,700 HP. He's in a good position. Smoker is behind the lorry. Going to be moving in for Nick there, but I mean, he's going to get damage pounced for 24, and that is simply going to be the tank finishing off the deal with one more punch, and he is indeed down. So, ladies and gentlemen, the tank has successfully wiped the survivors here. Successfully wiped out the Resistance as we move onto the second half of the first chapter here. All of the teams in this tournament going to be ultimately fighting for that same $150 cash prize towards the end. At the moment, we're simply deciding on the top 16, basically. And so far, MSB looking pretty promising, but that can change. That can change at any moment in a game of Left 4 Dead 2. Just waiting on one more person here, and we shall be going live. The setup will be the same as always. It is going to be a Charger, and that Charger is going to be accompanied with that Spitter, so obviously the same setup for both teams in the beginning, with that Hunter and Jockey to accompany the rest. Jockey is ready and waiting. He is spawned up. Hunter is pouncing around as well in the bushes. Charger moves in as well. Charger is not successful onto Coach, unfortunately. Spit combination on the Hunter onto Rochelle is enough to do some damage, but definitely not comparable to the previous MSB attack. Survivors making their way forward. Nick unfortunately got caught in some common infected there. He couldn't quite get over the roof. However, not really much concerning them here other than common infected. There is a Boomer, Jockey, Smoker, and a Hunter. Smoker from behind is already looking for the attack. They have caught him a little bit off guard though. Boomer gets a boom onto one survivor. Hunter moves in, very nicely shut down though, as well as the Jockey. Smoker in the back is just looking for some consolation damage, but again, he is cleared with pretty good ease as well. We obviously do notice that as a result of the locations of these guys, the pings are not perfect. Not too bad as well, mind you, but they're not particularly perfect. Highest ping being WW on MSB on 145. Charger goes in for the rocket spawn, but completely by himself, though. He will be slapped in the face with a guitar, and that'll be the end of his life. Hunter moving in, looking for the combination with the Spitter, but he can't get it. Boomer does get a very nice quad boom, actually. I mean, not really much can happen off it, because the rest of the spawns are dead, but all in all, not a bad attack, really. It is only Coach behind, but of course, they want to be there anyway. They want to go behind the billboard, essentially. Tank E is going to be spawning in the hands of Tinky, who's going to be moving the first car in. That's going to be, well, a temporary Jockey. There will be a Smoker and a Charger to follow as well. Smoker moving in, most likely with the Charger. He does move in and get the connection, not to mention with the wall as well, so he does get some damage onto Nick. Tank is just hiding behind the Humvee here. He's not looking to take any unnecessary chip damage. Still on 100%, just gone down to 99%, so he's kept his health relatively well. They do have a boomer, and it is going to be very dependent on the boomer. Hunter moving in for some scratches, can't quite get it, and the car as well is a little bit unfortunate, just going all the way over to the roadside there. Second car moving into the exact same as the first car, really. Boomer from on top of the billboard is nicely shot down in 0.4 seconds there by Healy. Rocks are going to be very easily dealt with by this survivor side of MSB. In moves the first car. That was a very good hit, actually. That nearly got Nick. That's quite unfortunate, I have to say. Moving the car in, he can't quite get it onto the roof though. 4,000 HP. He's choosing to simply ditch the cars. Misses his first punch onto Nick. Continuing to try to chase down these survivors, of which are slightly separated actually. Smoker possibly looking for Nick. He's actually going to be looking for Ellis. That's going to be one punch. That is going to be a very nice charge as well, actually, at the rooftop. Nice rock onto Nick on top. Very good jockey as well. Smoker is still up. He doesn't have his tongue yet, though. Tank is nearly dead, but, well, I mean, they've managed a little bit. However, this tank is not going to be lasting much longer. Nice rocks keep by Coach, followed by the death of the tank there.
You're not dead yet.
In total, 1 incapacitation, but overall, MSB are looking a little bit more in the driver's seat as we speak. We have a Hunter Spitter and a Boomer, which will be completed in 3 seconds. Which is going to be a Charger, which that's actually a good setup, to be honest. Let's just see what they can pull off in this particular choke point. It is very narrow, so let's just see what the Charger can make happen. Charger moving in from behind. He wants to go in after the Hunter, ideally. Nice shutdown on the Boomer, though, by the survivors. Charger is moving in, but unfortunately, the Hunter isn't first. He just about is. Charger's going to go straight after, but he is shut down before he can make anything happen, not to mention Rochelle is actually temporary HP. So damaging her doesn't really eliminate too much of the health bonus, which at the moment is quite high. Coach and Ellis, the last to drop down from the high ground. There is going to be a Smoker, Hunter, Boomer, and a Jockey, no Charger. Hunter is looking for that damage pounce. And it is a little bit advantageous here because the trees do block the line of sight. Hunter is pouncing in. He's going to be moving in with the Jockey. Jockey gets shut down. Hunter lands for a brief period, but is also shut down.
Reloading.
Smoker and the Boomer is all we have to speak of as the survivors continue to progress. Currently at 83% of the map, which is gradually climbing. Boomer gets nicely dead stopped by Nick there. Unfortunately, a common in the back, though, blocks him from moving backwards, so he does get boomed anyway by the proxy. Charger, Smoker, and a Spitter up in the hands of the Special Infected for this hill choke point. They are going to have to probably go with 3 spawns here at this rate. Although the survivors have taken their time a little bit, they have given them the chance to get a final spawn. Smoker spawns up with the Jockey. Jockey moving in first and foremost. He does move for... He gets 2 scratches, actually, onto Ellis. Charger moves in. Very nice double charge. That's going to be a Spit following up. Oh, no. The Spit has unfortunately connected with the bush instead, which, honestly, I don't really understand that. Surely a Spit would go through a bush, but... there you have it. Slightly unfortunate mechanics of the Spitter, because that was actually a double charge. Unfortunately, no fall damage either. Only a Smoker to speak of as he continues. He is going to be pulling Coach, but he will be meeting his demise with the return focus fire. Hunter is pouncing in for the survivors, but so easily shut down. Nice bunny hops by the Charger. Can only really get a stumble, though. Boomer completes the attack with a double boom. However, survivors not really going to have much more difficulty as they make it into the safe room with a fairly comfortable lead here, I must say. Obviously, that can change, and I'm ready for it to change at any moment, but 820 points in the hands of MSB versus the Resistance at 218, moving into chapter number 2. So once again, it is simply a pleasure to be in this stool again, really, commentating the one of my favorite games. shall be moving into the second chapter of Dark Carnival, where the Resistencia is going to be playing the Special Infected first.
I'll bag you up on that hell of a show.
MSB putting up a fairly dominant performance, but let's just see how the dynamic goes. That is, yeah, that's true. Actually, you need to limit the slots every time. I don't know who the nice person is. I'm not sure if they're supposed to be here. Just waiting on a few more people. Couple on the side of MSB and a couple on the sides of the Resistance. Looking like they're not going to have a spitter for this first attack. They are going to have a boomer instead, and that's going to be a jockey, smoker, and charger tricap. All in all, not the worst setup in the world, but I have to say I do prefer a spitter in this choke point. Perhaps maybe one of the only choke points where a boomer spitter combination is maybe preferable, because it's quite easy to get a stumble with the boomer here in the spit. Just waiting on Tinky, and we shall be going live. Actually, that's a good point. I'm going to go offline on Steam, so nobody can see that. Got a lot of name changing going on the Resistance side as we are going live. Let's see how this attack fares. Coach moves out first, but only to bait. He has made every Special Infected spawn, so that's a good result for the survivors. Coach moves out first, can't pop the boomer though. Charger moves in with the very nice double charge and a very nice interception by the boomer stumble. Unfortunately though, the charger was cleared very well. So despite the fact that it looked like it wasn't in MSB's favour, it turned out to be sort of in their favour. They have taken some damage, but not too much. All in all, very well played by the boomer though. The boomer was definitely the MVP of that attack. Spitter, charger, and a hunter, followed by a boomer, so they have a 2-2 for this tent-ridden choke point. Charger moves in first for Rochelle, can't get the connection though, he actually lands on her head. That will be a spit hunt combination, very brief one. But brief is better than nothing. That is going to be some more damage and a single person boom. Survivor's going to make their way into the warehouse only to trigger the tank, which is going to be looking to move in the dumpsters from the distance here. Looking for the first dumpster, going to be getting a big hit on that, which is going to put it onto the rooftop. And then from there, he can probably get it into play. Which he does indeed do, so that was looking like it was going to hit Coach there. Nicely done by Coach to react to that in time. Charger, smoker, and a jockey in the hands of the Special Infected. Charger moving in, getting shut down very quickly, as is the smoker. Forklift is in play, doesn't hit anybody, but it is in a dangerous position for the survivors. Survivors are going to be looking to pressure the tank here, and he has made an interesting decision actually to go behind the fence there, because they do actually have line of sight on him there. I mean, sure, he can go all the way back and he can get on the rooftop this way, but it is a long route, and he is on pass number 2 as well, so his options are pretty limited here. Going to be a hunter and a charger with the boomer, and I don't really think he has much option but to kind of go in with this, really. Boom onto one person, that's a good start. Dumpster is moving in, unfortunately it goes into the restrooms essentially. Another dumpster moving in, just barely missing the survivors, that's so unfortunate for the tank there. He's going to be looking for the first punch, can't find it just yet, but he is going to chase down the boom survivor, and he's going to swap his target. Going to be throwing a rock onto Nick after he gets up. That's going to be a punch followed by a rock. Very well played by the tank here. Going to be pinning Nick in the corner, hopefully for him. He is going to get one in cap at least on 1,500 HP as we speak. 991 HP as he throws a rock. Oh, he maybe should have thrown that slightly higher. Unfortunately missing the chance to get the survivor there. Smoker and a boomer. And in 4 seconds, it is going to be a hunter. Nice rocket boom onto one survivor. Tank can continue to hopefully maintain line of sight. Gonna continue to throw some rocks here. Nice smoker. And the rock is just barely skeeted by, I believe, Coach there. That was very good reactions by Coach. If he didn't skeet that, then Rochelle would have been hit by that, I'm pretty sure. Or Ellis, whichever one it was. Tank is just simply going to run backwards because he is going AI whether he wants to or not. There's no real option for him there. There's going to be a boomer charger with a jockey. Third spawn isn't up just yet. Dead stops on the boomer. Led to his shutdown. Tank is going to be trailing in from behind, but honestly, he's 800 HP. He's not really too big of a concern. Survivors will continue to move forward. There's going to be a hunter and a charger and a jockey. So they have a tri-cap already. Will it be a quad cap? It will indeed be a quad cap with the smoker to complete. Could possibly even go in with the distraction of the tank, because they will be focusing the tank for a brief period and will be reloading. For example, now would have been a good time to attack. However, they are going to be saving this quad cap for the upcoming choke point, that being the alleyway choke point just before the ladder choke point. Choke point, choke point, choke point. Hunter is spawned up, looking like they're going to try to go for the alleyway. Hunter moves in, but I think they might be having a bit of miscommunication here. Charger moves in as well as the jockey. Very nice double charge and a smoker. The Hunter is the final one. Nicely skeeted by Rochelle, though. That is so clutch by Rochelle. Just barely skeeting that Hunter and allowing the survivors to essentially not be wiped there. That was a good double charge, a good smoker, and a good jockey. If not for the exceptionally clutch gameplay by Rochelle, they would be looking at a wipe around about now. Smoker, boomer, and a spitter. Going to be followed by a hunter. So they have a 2-2. Smoker's looking like he wants to go from behind, but he's not quite in time. Survivors have already gone down the slide here. Smoker from behind as well as Hunter. Nice 25 damage pounds onto the highest HP person as well. That being Rochelle. Very nice 25 damage pounds. That's exactly what they needed there. So, I mean, we are seeing capability from the Resistance. It's just slightly unfortunate, you know, especially with the slightly missed quad cap. However, again, that was a good attack, and they did get the damage pounce on the right target. Hunter, charger, and a jockey with a spitter. Hunter is pouncing around, looking to slow down the survivors. He moves in and gets immediately shot down in 3 shots, though, as does the jockey. Charger and a spitter by their lonesome selves. Not looking like they want to attack here. They're probably going to wait instead for the remaining spawns. 4 seconds to go. Charger is moving in just behind the hedge there. Going to be looking for Ellis. He does get a scratch charge onto Ellis. That is pretty good damage, actually. Boomer from behind, landing onto Ellis. It's going to be a spit onto the survivors as well as a smoker from behind. Will be shut down pretty easily, though. The horde is still trickling in as the survivors are approaching the end safe room. They are at 97%. They don't have long to go. They have a hunter to deal with, and let's see if they can make it before the hunter can do anything. Hunter can't quite make anything happen, and the survivors will indeed make it into the safe room. 52 points per survivor. That is going to put the survivors at 1,528 as they now move on to the special infected. And as always, we shall be reversing, so it is going to be a reversal of chapter number 2. With the same setup, of course, as before, the jockey, smoker, charger tri-cap with the boomer. Let's see if the Resistance, if they bait or if they just simply rush somebody out. My personal favorite tactic here is to send one person out, because that one person can kind of jump and pop the boomer, essentially. Or even spitter, to be honest, especially if it's a chrome shotgun, because the chrome shotgun has a slightly narrower spread than the pump. So it has a slightly larger range on it. Much more effective in that particular scenario. Looking like these guys quite like the shotgun, though. Looking like they might be running a triple shotgun setup here. Just waiting on one more person before we go live, so we're just going to have to see how MSB plays this tank, and if they, well, I mean, hopefully for them, hopefully not for the Resistance. Let's just see if they have any more luck with the hittables, with the forklift and the dumpster. So once again, to everybody tuning in, welcome to this United Nations tournament match. Played on this Miami-based server. Just waiting for one more person. Hopefully, as I say, everybody is having a wonderful morning, night, evening, afternoon, depending on where you're watching from. I imagine we'll have a fairly diverse range of people watching, to be honest, because although predominantly it's South America, there's a lot of interest across the globe, really. I would say there's probably a few different regions tuning in. MSB have chosen to unready, so we have a little bit more of a wait time before we go live. I mean, so far, the pressure is definitely on. Well, they're calling themselves infamous, but the pressure is definitely on them because they are behind by a significant margin here, 1,528 points versus a mere 218. So all in all, the pressure is definitely on them to scrape back a victory here. And we shall be going live. Let's see what tactic they do use at this safe room choke point. Boomer is going to be popped exactly as I thought they would do. Very well played. Charger moves in, gets shut down, as well as everything. That is phenomenal. That is exactly what they should have done. And yeah, very well played. Just nothing really more to say other than very well played by the survivors there. Yep, I see. Okay. Survivors making their way. I do a little bit. Like I've been learning. Charger is moving in, going to be getting the connection as well as a 15 damage pounce, and both of them are in the spit as well. That is phenomenal. Boomer is not as successful, but that is a very good charge hunt combination in the spit. Very well played by the special infected there. Don't speak tortilla. Wow. Tank's looking for the dumpster here, going to be getting the first hit, which is not too bad. It's in an okay place. He's going to have to get probably 2 more hits on that. In fact, he's actually going to ignore it altogether and just go straight for the dumpster. And down he drops. Hit number 1 is not successful. He's throwing a rock as well, for some reason. But in moves the forklift. Smoker, Charger, and the jockey is what the special infected have at their disposal, which they're going to send in. Charger first, going to be going on to coach there with the interception of the jockey. Smoker made that happen. That is going to be possibly an in-cap, not quite an in-cap. Smoker is up, and they do know where the smoker is. Rock traveling in, not going to hit anybody. It was close, though, I have to say. That was close to Coach and Rochelle. Tank is trying to maintain line of sight to the best of his ability, but the survivors are not allowing him to have any. Tank is going to be dropping down here. I think accidentally. That is going to have some damage taken by him. Boomer onto 1 survivor. Yep, 1 survivor. That's going to be a smoke onto Rochelle as well. Just about clear her. Tank is going to be throwing the rock off the back of the hunter, but very nicely skeeted by El Poblero. Oh, that rock was so close to hitting Nick there. He's a little bit fortunate that didn't hit him. No rocks just yet, and the tank is actually on 40% of pass number 2. And the smoker has recently died as well, so not particularly fortunate for the special infected. 4,800 HP in the hands of the tank as he moves the dumpster in. Traveling very weirdly. That's going to be off the tree. They are going to be running into the dumpster there, or the forklift, excuse me. Punch number 2 going to be landing onto Rochelle. Going to be trying to land the 3rd and final punch for the in-cap, which he does indeed do so. Boomer looking for the boom onto Rochelle, which he does get. 2 survivors on pretty much temporary HP here. Rock is unsuccessful by the tank on 1,454 HP. continuing to throw these rocks and actually lands the rock onto Nick. That's going to replenish his rage there, and he's moving in for the forklift, but he can't quite get it. He's going to be continuing to throw rocks from a distance. However, unfortunately, the forklift doesn't quite get over the fence there. It's going to be, well, it's on the other side of the fence, basically. They are trying to surround this tank here. Very nicely dodged by the survivors as well, dodging that rock. Survivors are going to do the exact same scenario. They are going to be moving forward. And really, the tank doesn't have much option here. Charger is not quite successful, and he is going to be meeting his demise. AI tank is going to meet them straight in the face. That is going to be Hunter moving in. Dead stop though. However, tank is going to be looking for a rock. Always AI, but he can't quite land the rock. Hunter is moving in. Will be cleared very quickly though. Survivors making it out of the safe room. Out of the tank fight alive. However, with 2 people on temporary HP and, well, 1 set of pain pills, so honestly, it's not the worst result in the world. Doesn't look like they have any pain pills to look forward to in the medicine cabinet ahead, though. Smoker, Jockey, and a Charger, followed by a Spitter. Honestly, not the worst setup in the world for the alleyway choke point, actually. I reckon they're probably going to go for that. Spitter is pre-spawned above the survivors. Gonna be spitting prematurely, actually. Just simply to delay the survivors and get them to bleed out a little bit more. I imagine with that in mind, they're probably gonna go on the ladder choke point instead of the alleyway. Which indeed, they have chosen to do so. 51% of the map and gradually climbing as they make it to the ladder choke point. You can actually shoot while you're on the ladder as well. Tongue is going to be cut, and Jockey is going to be baited as well. That is very well played by Coach. He did take a lot of damage, but to be honest, he did kind of, well, he got rid of the Jockey. Charger moving in, nicely shut down as well as the Smoker slowly but surely. Yep, he is indeed going to be shut down. Spitter last, going to be shut down. Only a Boomer to speak of at this present moment. Rochelle is the last person, obviously, because she is limping, so she is going to be the slowest survivor. Boomer from on top of the meat stand there, the hot dog stand, but he doesn't land any boom, unfortunately. Jockey is going to be moving in for Coach, who appears to quite often be separated. That's going to be a Jockey and a Charger, and a Hunter in the back as well. That's going to be a tri-cap, essentially. Yeah, it is indeed a tri-cap. That's 3 people in capped as well. Only Ellis remains. Nick is boomed outside, so, well, he is, not Nick, excuse me, Rochelle. All of the common infected will be on her, which means that revival should be pretty easy on the other 3. One of which has already been revived. Common infected just about dealt with here. Hunter is, nope. Yeah, Hunter is going to be moving in. Smoker is shut down, though. Boomer from behind onto 1 survivor, that being the in-capped Rochelle. She is unfortunately going to be meeting her death here. They can't quite revive her in time with all that pressure. Hunter pouncing around with the Boomer. Boomer was looking for a stumble through the fence there. You can actually get a boom through the fence if they're close enough to it. Hunter, Jockey, and a Spitter in the hands of the special infected. Final spawn will have to wait for another 4 seconds. Jockey is behind, Spitter is moving in as well, going to be looking for the delay, does actually get it, slightly fortunate, really, with the spread there. Jockey is going to be pouncing around, going to be looking for the survivors with the Charger. Charger gets a double charge, that's devastating. Unfortunately, that's all 3 in capped, and that is all she wrote. 1,528 points in the hands of MSB versus the currently trailing Resistance at 613. So it's give or take around about 900 points, a little bit over. So it's not undoable, but it is a complicated task. So Best of luck, obviously, to the current special infected, that being the Resistance.
No holding hands, please.
How many tunnel of love memories you got, Nick?
Just playing with you, man.
This is a pretty infamous chapter, to be honest with you, though. This contains a lot of things that you don't really want to be dealing with as a survivor, including the most prominent aspects of it, the Tunnel of Love, followed by the roller coaster crescendo. So in terms of it being friendly to the survivors, it really isn't. It's definitely a favorable map for the special infected in terms of how much pressure you can put on the survivors. So he is now La Cazadora. Interesting. See, they're changing their names quite a bit here. Just waiting on one more fellow MSB member, and we shall be going live. And live we shall go. Chapter number 3 of Dark Carnival in the United Nations Tournament. Boomer first, very nicely popped though by MSB. That's going to be a very good result for them. Hunter, Smoker, and a Charger, they are actually going to save that attack. They are going to be looking for the quad cap, I presume. Providing, of course, it is a quad cap. Sometimes it isn't. And we have a Spitter, so they don't actually have the quad cap. Charger to the right of the survivors, Smoker in front, gonna be pulling Nick, but can't quite get the connection. That's a decent double charge with the Hunter. Unfortunately, the Spitter couldn't quite get there in time, though. That could have been a double spit damage situation. Survivors gonna be making their way further forward into the Swan Maintenance Room of Love. Or the Maintenance Tunnel of Love, as Ellis just said. Jockey, Smoker, Boomer, and a Spitter. There is the tank spawning as well, so one of those spawns will be eliminated, that being the Spitter, thankfully for them. Jockey, Smoker, and a Boomer. That's not the worst setup, really. They could possibly go in with it. But tank is on pass number 1, so it is entirely up to them. I had a feeling that Smoker, excuse me, was going to get killed by the rock there. He chose against trying to curve rock through the Smoker. Because believe it or not, rocks kind of hurt when they hit you, so it makes sense. Boomer is unfortunately not successful though, and boomers are quite important here, really. They're very beneficial to land, but also very difficult to land. It is worth stressing, it is not the easiest task in the world to land a boomer here. Tank not really having much luck with the curve rocks. He doesn't really want to expose himself because he doesn't want to take any unnecessary damage. Jockey, Hunter, and a Charger is going to be the supporting setup for the tank as he makes his way in. Going to be on the railing to close a bit more distance. Hasn't found anybody just yet. Going to be finding Ellis into the corner there. That's going to be a surefire in cap if he can keep the punches up. However, the Hunter does land onto him. Slightly unfortunate. That is going to delay the tank a little bit, really. He is on 4,000 HP. Going to be curving the rock unsuccessfully. Coach is very aggressively pushing the tank there. Getting an extra 500 chip damage onto him. Currently on 59% of his health. He still has enough HP for another commit, though. And they have a Smoker, Boomer, and a Jockey, which is what they had before. So let's see if it works out for them. Boomer tries the Rocket Boom, gets a Rocket Boom actually, onto one survivor. Tank can't quite get the punch onto Nick, who's jumping around like Mario there. Very well played by Nick. Smoker's going to move on to Nick though, as well as the Jockey. Everybody piling in on Nick here. That's going to be a punch onto Nick, followed by a second and possibly even a third. If he's in time, he is indeed probably going to die here, which he indeed does. And that is all she wrote for the tank. We have a Spitter and a Hunter. 3 seconds for the second spawn, or third spawn, excuse me, which is a Charger. 4 seconds remaining for the fourth and final. Hunter is pouncing around, can't quite get anybody behind though. Charger is moving in with the Jockey. Charger can't quite get the connection, neither can the Hunter actually. One shot scoop by Ryan, where very well played. There is a boom onto one survivor, that being Healy in the front. Not much to concern themselves with, though, as they continue to make their way forward. Of course, it is not quite over yet, because the survivors still have to traverse this absolutely relentless and unforgiving roller coaster choke point. Smoker, Hunter, and a jockey, all of which are moving in. Smoker first. Tongue is cut by the tree. Hunter is skeeted as well. Smoke in the spit for a brief period, but that is all she wrote for the special infected attack, and it's looking like Nick and Ellis are going to be taking those pills pretty soon. Survivors have just about managed to traverse 50% of the map, so they are halfway to their objective, but of course the remaining half is going to be the roller coaster, of which is going to trigger a crescendo, which is going to be a continuous stream of common infected. Boomer is unsuccessful from behind the fence there. He does get himself shut down. I think that coaster was taking the Hunter for a ride there. Hunter is going to be moving in before the charger. There is a jockey behind them as well, interestingly positioned. Hunter moving in for the survivors. He doesn't get himself shut down. There is a jockey moving in as well. However, a little bit too ambitious. Spitter is going to be looking to delay the survivors. Hunter so nicely shut down by Nick there. Charger has taken half of his HP as Chip as well, and he will be meeting his demise. So very well played by the survivors as they continue to move forward in this crescendo. Still a fair way to go, but they are looking quite good at the moment. Nobody is really on any sort of concerning health. They're all looking to be pretty fast and pretty agile. Smoker from behind. Tongue is going to be cut though by a sharp melee weapon. That is going to be a jockey, Boomer, and a Spitter, as well as the Smoker. Smoker nearly gets himself killed there as he goes back for a respawn. Jockey is unfortunately falling all the way down to the ground there. That's a Boomer onto one. Jockey gets a decent jockey, actually. He can't quite get anybody to hang, but it's still not too bad. Some decent damage as well overall. Nick and Ellis are going to be limping soon. They are currently on 44 and 47 HP. So they are relatively close to the limping threshold, which is below 40 HP. Going to be a Charger, Hunter, and a Smoker, serving as the Tricap, which moves in straight away actually. Smoker in the distance, as well as the Charger on him. He does have a set of pain pills, which he is going to immediately take. He is also not really the health bonus. There is going to be a boom onto one survivor. Hunter is caught off guard, still gets the pounce. However, the stumble is not enough to stumble anybody off of the track. So the survivors actually have pretty much flawlessly made it through the entire crescendo here. And again, nobody is slow, so they don't have to slow down for anybody. Well, Rochelle is, but, you know, it's not really much of a concern. Their safe room is right there. Spitter going to be looking to delay the survivors with the spit. Charger is moving in, looking to charge Ellis into the spit, but he can't quite get it. Last spawn being the jockey, getting dead stopped and meeting his demise. Survivors make their way into the safe room, and they successfully get themselves 86 points per survivor that made it into the safe room. And honestly, on a map that I really wouldn't have expected. This is definitely one of the, well, honestly, it is the most difficult map in Dark Carnival. And they have made it to the safe room with a considerable health bonus, all things considered. However, it is now time for the Resistance to show some resistance. Just waiting on one more person on MSB, and we shall be going live. MSB comprised of a very good roster, which is showing itself to be quite strong in this game. Not to say that the Resistance are playing badly, though. They have been unfortunate in a few circumstances, but they have shown themselves to have some capability, especially in the previous chapter where they sent one person out and shut down the Boomer, as well as the remainder of the attack. You know, that was quite good. A little bit more of that level of gameplay, and they could be looking at a comeback, but gonna have to see. Nice shutdown on the Boomer. That's a good start, though. Just clearing the common infected. They are going to be waiting for that spawn to be replenished, which it will be in currently 6 seconds. Charger, Smoker, and a Hunter, followed by a Spitter, same as before. Nothing happening just yet. They are being quite patient. Smoker from in front. Tongue gets cut though, unfortunately. Charger is looking for the connection, can't quite get it. Nice dead stop on the Smoker, as well as a shutdown on everything pretty much. Pretty good server location overall, really. This being in Miami, it seems like the pings are pretty, well, as even as they can be, all things considered. Gonna be a Jockey, Hunter, Charger, and a Boomer. Survivors currently at 24% of the map in the Swan Maintenance Room of Love. Charger moving in, not really for any reason other than just to get rid of the Charger. They don't really want a Charger here, which I do agree with. Charger is not particularly ideal because of all the railings and all the things that Chargers don't really want to be dealing with. So far it's a Jockey and a Hunter and a Smoker, so they don't have the Boomer. Now whether or not they go in with this is up to them, because Tank is currently on pass number 1. Tank being in the hands of Ryan, who is going to be looking to send the tank in. Getting a nice bunny hop there on that generator. It's going to be Hunter pouncing around. Smoker going to get the smoke onto Ellis. Very nicely shut down though. Tank has not yet landed a punch as well. Survivors are doing a very good job kiting this tank. Clearing the distance, covering as much distance as they can. Very well played so far by the Survivors. They have just met their first followed by second punch on Rochelle. Hunter is moving in, 1-shot skeet though. Jockey is going to be cleared shortly after. Tank is probably going to meet his demise. He does land a rock, followed by a punch onto Coach on the high ground, and another one. He is also going to be in-capped as well as a rock on 47 HP. Wow, the amount that tank managed to make happen on that HP is crazy. It is, well, outstanding for the tank. Chargers moving in for Ellis on the low ground, although he is shut down with shotgun pellets to the face. Going to be looking to try to revive Coach from the low ground is Rochelle. She does actually manage to do so as well, so well played. Nick doesn't really have much option but to take his pain pills, which he does do so. They have 1 set of pain pills, and at the moment, nobody needs them. Jockey, Boomer, Hunter, and a Smoker. There's no tri-cap. Well, there is a tri-cap, there's just no Charger in this tri-cap. Hunter is waiting below for the Survivors, as well as the Boomer. Whereas the Smoker also is repositioning onto the low ground. Going to be wall kicking onto the first Survivor, landing successfully. Boomer is not as successful though. Smoker's going to be moving in with the Jockey. Not a heck of a lot of damage inflicted though, and Survivors will not have much difficulty moving forward. But like I said before though, they still have the crescendo to get through. That crescendo being the roller coaster, which is a lot more easier said than done. Charger moves in, gets a scratch charge combination onto Nick, followed by the spit. That's his permanent HP gone. And Nick is unfortunately going to get boomed along with 2 more Survivors, because they couldn't quite get the dead stopped times right. So, well, on the previous attack they didn't need any pain pills, but now it's looking like 2 people need pain pills, and they only have 1 set so far. They had to use the majority of their stash really with the tank. Jockey moving in for Rochelle, who is quite separated. Charger in the back. It is a quad cap. Can't quite land it though. Nice 2-shot skeet by again the man with many Z's or many Z's. That will be him in-capped by the sneaky little Jockey. Jockey is behind the Survivors, going to be looking for the recall. Currently at 45% of the map, which is not going to climb any higher because they still have to revive Rochelle. Charger is going to spawn up as well as the Boomer. Boomer actually gets, well, decent bunny hops. A nice double charge by the Charger inside though. And he's going to be disconnected by the boomer and going to go for a recharge, but he ends up, well, shortly following that charger death is going to be a pause. And I actually have not checked the chat yet, so sorry if anybody has sent me any messages in the chat. I haven't been able to check too often. That is an AI spitter, I am certain. Yeah, that is indeed an AI spitter. Still gets an in cap though. Well played by the AI spitter. Final person going to be loading in pretty soon. There is a smoker behind the survivors, as well as a jockey. Smoker first, jockey second, both onto the same target. Hunter is also shot down. Jockey gets some damage. Still have Coach to revive, which they are indeed doing so. Boomer up for the special infected, but that is the only special infected they currently have. Boomer gets nicely dead stopped by, well, I mean, looking like the MVP of these guys, the man with many Z's.
Okay, stop shooting me.
It's going to be the spitter getting rid of her life as well. They would much rather either a boomer or a quad cap, which, yeah, I agree with. I would say a boomer is actually better at this choke point. Looking like they're going to send Coach up as the disposable character. Going to be shutting down the smoker very easily, though. Nicely noticed that the smoker was on that side. That was actually a quad cap as well. Hunter moving in first, onto Coach. Charger getting some very nice... whoa, my goodness, that is some separation heaven. And that is going to be an in-cap onto Nick. That's going to be a death of Coach as well. He was charged onto the other side of the fence there by the charger, off the back of the get-up animation. Only Ellis remains, and, well, he's already boomed. And he is going to be charged, and that's going to be all she wrote for the survivors there, as we move into the 4th chapter here. Now, have to be honest, it's looking a lot more favourable for MSB rather than the Resistance. With the current scoreline being 2,472 for MSB and 957 for the Resistance. Gonna have to see what they can pull out of the bag in this particular chapter, which I would say is quite dependent on the tank, really, because it's a slightly shorter map than the other ones, and it's perhaps maybe slightly more friendly, well, definitely more friendly than chapter 4, but maybe on the same level as the other ones. Yeah, I doubt they're going to be playing the finale. Oh, okay. Well, you can swiftly ignore me then, because I am chatting a load of you-know-what. Just waiting for the man, the myth, the legend, Healy to ready up here for MSB, and we shall be going live. Hopefully everybody has had as much fun as I have had so far, because I do very much enjoy commentating this game, and it's a pleasure to be given the chance to. As we move into Dark Carnival, chapter number 4. Numero 4. Spitter, Jockey, Hunter, and a Boomer is going to be the setup for the special infected here.
Careful.
Boomer goes in first, gets a boom onto 2 survivors. However, the survivors are right outside the safe room, so they're just going to go straight back in and clear the common infected. Which is sort of good and bad. It's, it's bad because the boomer doesn't really amount to anything, but it's sort of good because you can get maybe some time to get another attack. The boomer will be replaced eventually by something, so... Which it will be replaced with a Jockey, Hunter, and a Smoker, all of which moving in, but absolutely nothing landing there. And yeah, it does appear that they had a crash, because I didn't actually see the Smoker, the Hunter, move in there. All in all, though, it is looking very, very favourable for MSB the further the game goes on, which is slightly unfortunate. You know, I am disappointed for the sake of the Resistance. You know, they have put up a reasonable performance and they have showed themselves to have the capability, but 20 minutes, that's interesting. I don't know if that's meant to be ironic or not, but that will be an interesting wait time. And I am currently listening to the absolutely luscious sound of the spit fizzling, which is, yeah, that is lovely. I love that sound being in the background. Probably about time I check the chat, really, because we do have a bit of downtime going on here. We are waiting for the fourth and final person on the Resistance to show up. So I'm gonna head over to the stream and check the chat. I'm so happy to be back commentating this game. It is a load of fun. But yeah, as I say, looking like a pretty dominant performance by MSB. And I now have the chat open as well, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, so if you would like to let me know anything, then feel free. I don't think they're being ironic. I think they actually mean 20 minutes as well, so that is yeah, that's unfortunate. I mean, I hope it's not that long. I really do. I really hope not, because I'm just gonna have to ramble as well. Gonna have to ramble my butt off as we wait for this guy to return. So I suppose now is as good of a time as any, really, to replenish any snacks or drinks that you might be consuming. I see a few familiar faces in the chat, actually. Nice to see. $21. Yeah, so here we have it, ladies and gentlemen. It's just going to be me rambling about whatever the heck I can think about for the time being. I wish it wasn't straight after the spitter as well, you know. But yeah, so the Resistance versus MSB on a current pause. Welcome to everybody, of course. Thank you everybody for tuning in to this lovely installment. Very interesting though, very interesting time to be waiting. So like I say, chapter 4 is pretty much dependent on the tank fight, so if the tank fight doesn't go particularly well, then the rest of the map probably won't either, against any sort of a competent survivor side. Just simply because there's I mean in my opinion, I would say that Dark Carnival for the most part is maybe slightly more survivor friendly than it is infected friendly, obviously excluding chapter 3 and excluding some choke points, of course, because there are some pretty unforgiving choke points in Dark Carnival. But all in all, it is a fairly survivor-based campaign, I would say. That would be so interesting if our streamer actually subbed though, and I was commentating. Like, I was commentating what was happening while Krecha was actually experiencing it all. That'd be very, very peculiar. Also, it doesn't appear like they have subs as well, so yeah, we're waiting on the fourth and final. Gonna have to see what they decide to do, because I mean, have to say the scoreline is fairly significant, so it'd be weird if I Be weird if I subbed as well. I'll commentate what I'm doing. First person commentary. What's this? Banchachas? Oh dear. Well, they are saying to wait, so I'm assuming that they're working on it. Yeah, honestly, Harambe, that's pretty much how it would be. I'll just be critiquing my own gameplay as I go along. Which I suppose that could be effective, you know? It could be an effective way to improve on yourself. It appears that the somebody in the stream wants you to speak in Spanish, Krycha.
Very funny game, jar 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 jar.
Which I'm sure you're very excited to do. El Niño. Okay, well, there we go. So that answers it all. Hope everybody is doing well. All I can really do is apologize on behalf, really, of what happens. Not really a heck of a lot we can do about this besides just watch it happen. So there you have it.
Shout
Thank
out
you
to
guys for your
Spirit
patience, and
Wisms,
thank you for
Marshmallow,
tuning in
Vac.
regardless. We have been live for a fairly long time here. How is everybody doing anyway? Let me know how you're all doing in the chat if you feel like it. Suppose we could get some conversation going while we wait. Is that a name that we want to see, or is it not? I don't really know. I'm assuming not.
Phrasting bitch ass.
I just drank PG Tips tea. Not really a tea person myself, which is weird because I sound like I should be a tea person. But I generally prefer coffee, so I guess I'm kind of a heretic for it. Really a heretic Englishman. What kind of Englishman doesn't like tea? Unbelievable. Should deport myself, really, for that. But for real though, like, how is everybody doing? It's not really much more we can do, to be honest. So it's just get a conversation. It appears the conversation of choice is tea versus coffee. So I just love that spit sound though. So satisfying. Oh, okay. We've moved on to Among Us. Interesting. Yeah. Sorry, everybody, about what is happening here. It looks like we have gone live, by the way. So you might want to come out of Among Us. We have gone back live. I don't know if we're supposed to or not, but you know, there we are. Survivors are continuing to make their way through. You're still on Among Us? Okay, interesting. Well, not much is happening, ladies and gentlemen, so you don't need to worry too much about what's going on. They're moving through the bumper cars as we speak. Boomer's going to be getting a boom onto one survivor inside just before they leave into the open area, just outside the bumper car area. Hunter is going to be pouncing onto the rooftop. They have a charger and a smoker and a hunter. Hunter looking for the damage pounce. He can't quite get it though, unfortunately. Charger second. Nice charge. But that is all she wrote.
Holy shit!
Survivor's going to be making their way further forward. Smoker behind's going to be trying the instant smoke onto Coach, but he can't quite get it.
Weapons over here.
Still in the open area. They will be moving into the closed area. There's a Boomer and a Spitter as well, so that is a 2-2. That being a Hunter as well. Boomer gets caught on the ladder, but it doesn't really trouble him too much. He still gets a boom. Hunter is going to be landing onto Rochelle. Spit's going to follow. A little bit too late, though, to make anything happen. Charger is also going to be in the way of the focus fire, and I see people have noticed the Among Us part. Somebody is now an imposter, so there we have it. So far, only a jockey to speak of, as well as a smoker. Kraichai is indeed the imposter, yeah, he is. Smoker, Boomer, jockey, and a hunter, as well as a tank. Tank is going to be eliminating one of those 4 spawns. Tank in the hands of the, honestly, my personal MVP of this team. That's going to be the dumpsters trying to move in, but they can't quite get them to work. That dumpster just goes all the way out of the map, really. Yeah, sorry, El Imposter. Yep. I see everybody has caught on, although he's struggling a little bit with that lurk. Tank is trying to move the dumpsters in, not really having much luck with them. They are going on the other side of the map. They are shooting through the wall as well, trying to get some chip damage. They don't get too much, though. Tank is going to be looking to make his way in with the dumpster. Let's just see if he can make this happen. It's not an easy task, I have to say. Getting a dumpster through a doorway, and, well, to be honest, the survivors have chosen to move back anyway, so even if he did make it in there, it still wouldn't have amounted to much. Tank is going to be chasing the survivors here. Hunter is pouncing around in the back. They have a charger and a jockey as well. Rochelle is very separated, but miscommunication, unfortunately. Literally everybody is piling onto Rochelle. All 4 special infected, including the tank, piling on her. That's going to be resulting in her incap. Tank is going to just continue to pummel her just a little bit because he can't really do much else. A consolation punch landed by the charger onto Nick is all she wrote, and MSB are going to successfully kill the tank. And, well, they only really suffered 1 incap in total there, so there we have it. There is going to be the Boomer in front, who is going up to the wall and staring at it and then getting popped, so that's an interesting series of events. Survivors are now at just over 60% of the map, which is going to keep gradually climbing. They still have a crescendo to get through, but, you know, they've killed the tank and they only suffered 1 incap, so looking decent for them. Spitter, jockey, hunter, and a smoker is the setup. Hunter moving for a damage bounce, but so well shut down by the survivors. Smoker and jockey both moving in. Smoker is popped, jockey's popped, Spitter's popped, and that is all she wrote for the special infected. Do you know, I still remember when this game was released. I still remember the Midnight Riders when they were a thing in 2009. That is such a long time ago. That makes me sound ancient. Hunter, charger, Boomer, and a smoker. So it is a tri-cap. Boomer is not successful though, and well, whether they go in or not is up to them. They do choose to go in. Hunter is shut down so effortlessly, as is the charger. He can't land on anything there because it's such an open area. Could possibly get some scratches. He's just jumping around though. He does actually land 2 scratches onto Ellis, which is interesting. The gates have just now opened, and the survivors are going to continue moving forward. Spitter is going to spit onto the staircase there, with the jockey actually putting Rochelle in the spit. She is actually not health bonus though, so it doesn't really amount to much. 85% of the map, not too far to go before the safe room. Hunter was going for a 25 damage pounce. Probably wouldn't even have been a 25 damage pounce, but they were aware of it. Still landed on Rochelle though, Boomer onto 1. Smoker and a Charger. The Charger can't quite get his spawn though. Smoker onto Rochelle. Only for a brief period though. The Charger unfortunately couldn't quite get the spawn there. Survivors were just going a little bit too fast. Charger moves in from behind, getting a scratch charge onto Rochelle, followed by the spit. Could possibly be an in-cap. Yeah, it is indeed an in-cap. She is choosing not even to move, just simply to go down. They will revive her. She is black and white. Whether or not they can kill her is questionable. However, they do have a hunter and a jockey both on her. That was close. That was actually very close to killing her. And yeah, the little keyboard spam there is, well, justified really, because I would be quite annoyed as well at that. That's very, very unlucky. However, survivors make it into the safe room with 111 points per successful survivor, so a very good result. And we are on to the second half of the 4th chapter. And it looks like they actually want to play the finale, which is cool, obviously. You know, more Left 4 Dead 2 to commentate is not a bad thing for me. A lot of people in the chat really want you to speak Spanish, by the way. Krecha, I'm noticing. Yeah, I know, yeah. Hunter, Spitter, Jockey, and a Boomer. Boomer first, Spitter second. Not really much happening from it. A little bit of damage onto Nick, but that is all she wrote. Hunter is pouncing around on the invisible walls, seeing what he can make happen. Jockey is going to get a stumble for the Hunter. Hunter is moving in. He can't really make much happen, though. Survivors will continue to progress. They are going to be making it into the bumper car area. Spawns are going to be moving in, though. However, they couldn't quite catch the survivors, and final spawn coming up now, that being a Boomer. Smoker first onto Ellis is shut down. Oh, 25 damage pounce. That is so devastating. And a Charger following off from the Smoker, getting several scratches along with the 25 damage pounce. That is very well played by the Special Infected there. Survivors continuing their treacherous journey through this Dark Carnival Chapter 4. Smoker and a Spitter with a Hunter and a Jockey, so it is a tricap. Without the Charger, Smoker from behind, Hunter from behind. Hunter is moving in, Jockey is shut down by Dead Stop. That is going to be spit onto Rochelle, dealing some damage onto her, as well as Nick, actually. Nick took a fair bit of damage there, he ran through the spit as well. But, onwards and upwards, they continue to move forward. They are shutting the door on themselves and shooting each other, so that's questionable. Boomer moves in, gets a boom onto one survivor. Just about made it to 60% of the map. Hunter, Jockey, and a Charger in the hands of the Special Infected. They know where the Hunter is, though. Moving in for the damage pounce, can't quite get it, and he can't get the pounce either. Charger moves in, he's moving in for Coach, and he does actually connect with him. That's an instant in-cap as well because of the height. Not to mention the tank has dumpsters as well. And they're trying to throw the rock onto the dumpster there because that would actually in-cap him. And, well, the tank actually predicted his strategy there. Smoker landing onto Rochelle for a brief period. Tank is trying to move the dumpsters in here. They're going to try to revive the get-up. They do with a punch. Boom onto one survivor. Hunter is pouncing in as well. Does get himself mildly chipped. In move the dumpsters, both of which, well, one is successful actually. They secure the kill onto poor old Coach there. Rock moving in very nicely skeeted. In moves the dumpster, can't quite land. 25 damage pounce though, absolutely devastating. Followed by a bowling alley level dumpster. Rock lands, well, misses Nick. That is the Charger going to be landing onto Rochelle right in front of the dumpster. That's her in-capped as well. Tank's still on very good HP. He's going to be looking to chase down Nick here. Gets the first punch. Can he land any more though? He does have the dumpster to work with. He is just simply going to pin Nick in the corner and punch him one too many times. And yeah, it is looking like they are calling GG. So I mean, I imagine they're looking for a sub. So okay, interesting. So there we have it. They do want to play the finale, although somebody else has left as well on MSB. So I don't quite know if this is over or not yet, because some people are leaving, some people are saying play. So I mean, they did ask for a sub, but that guy left. So yeah, it looks like most people have left, really. If everybody leaves, then, you know, obviously I will call it there, but, you know, I'll just make extra sure. I'll just stay around for a little bit longer just to see if they do end up getting a sub. Because, yeah, we do actually, yeah, the guy did rejoin as well, so, yeah, it is looking like they do want a sub. What's that going to be, then? Is that you? Like, who's actually subs in this situation? That's interesting. Yeah, I mean, you can if you want. I can just end the casting there, to be honest. Oh, unless I mean, honestly, I really want to commentate though. That's the thing. So I would personally rather not. But yeah, it does appear that they do have some, well, disagreement, I would say, because, you know, they want a sub, but their guy did end up leaving, so. Obviously very unfortunate for them, and yeah, it does look like they are going to call it there, it appears, so. Well, thank you everybody for tuning in. This has been the United Nations Cup with 3,416 points to the victorious MSB, and unfortunately the Resistance with 1,293. So, thank you everybody for tuning in. That is it from us.
All we need is our passports, baby. Leave the rest in our troubled minds. Let us go down and left her, baby. Trying to figure out what we're after.
We're never heading back until we're older. We couldn't care no more, not any longer. Under peach yellow skies, we keep on searching, but we will never know what we're after. You are mine. Come on and run away. We wanna run away.
We don't need any reasons, baby. Leave it all for the faded hearts. I don't mind if they call us crazy, 'cause they don't understand what we're after.
We're never heading back until we're older. We couldn't care no more, not any longer. Peach yellow skies, we keep on searching, but we will never know what we're after. We're no kids no more. I need to feel alive in this dreadful town. I'm running out of time, and as long as you're mine, I wanna run away. We're never heading back until we're older. We couldn't care no more, not any longer. Under peach yellow skies, we keep on searching,